Hello and welcome to another beanie tutorial. So in this video you're going to learn how to make this crochet rib beanie. It's a very easy and simple design, easy pattern, very beginner friendly. It only needs you to know how to work a single crochet in the back loop only. For this tutorial you're going to need a lightweight yarn, 4.0mm crochet hook, pair of scissors, darning needle and tape measure. You can as well use any weight of yarn that you have around with the recommended hook size, because I'll show you how to do it using measurements. To begin, I'm going to start by making a slip knot, and then with my 4mm crochet hook I'm going to chain as long as I want the height of the beanie to be. Since I want mine to be 11 inches, I already did my gauge swatch, and 11 inches I'll need 56 chain. So I'm going to chain 56, then I'll meet you in row 1. If you want yours to be shorter, you're going to chain fewer stitches or fewer chains. If you want it to be longer, you're going to add more chains. So I'll chain 56 and then I'll meet you in row 1. So I've gone and completed my 56 chains, and for row 1 you're going to skip the very first chain from your hook, and then on this second chain you're going to turn your work and insert your hook in that back bump. You're going to work on the back bumps, then yarn over, pull through. You'll have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and you're going to repeat this for each chain. Insert your hook in the next chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. Go in the next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And do this for every chain until the last chain of your row. After working to the very last chain, you're going to chain 1, then turn your work, and this row 2 is going to be our repeat row through to the end. So what you want to do, instead of working through both loops at the top, you're going to work only on the back loop. So insert your hook in that back loop, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. Go in the next stitch, insert your hook through the back loop only, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. Do this all the way to the end of your row, and then turn to row 3. So I went ahead and finished my row 2, and then from row 3 onward you're going to repeat row 2 pattern. So chain 1, turn your work, go in the back loop of the first stitch, then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Do this for each stitch through to the end, turn your work and repeat the same pattern until the end of your rows. So what you want to do, I want my hat width to measure 20 inches. So I'll go ahead and repeat this pattern until the width of my work measures, or the total number of rows measures 20 inches. And then I'll show you how to proceed from there. So I went ahead and finished 96 rows in total, and my work, when slightly stretched, should measure 20 inches. So let's measure it. So the piece measures roughly 20 inches. So what you're going to do from here, you can you'll fold your piece in 2, and then you're going to sew this side. So you can either cut your yarn and sew it, or join it with slip stitches. So I'll go ahead and cut my yarn, leave considerably a longer tail, because I'm going to join this side and then finish off at the crown. Just pull your yarn through, and then using your darning needle, you're going to feed your yarn, and then from the very edge here you're going to mark 2 inches if you're going to fold your beanie. So locate where 2 inches is, and then mark that stitch. So using your darning needle, you want to sew the ends together. So go through the front loop on this side, and then the other side you want to go through the back loop. Pull your yarn through, then go through the front loop and then the back loop, go through the front loop and the back loop, and you want to do this until you reach your marker. Now you can decide to go with the same whip stitch all the way through, or you can turn it to the opposite side and then finish off on the other side. So we'll turn our work. And then go in the next stitch, working on the top of this one, or the front of this side, and then the back of the opposite side. Front loop and back loop. So do this all the way until you reach the crown, then we'll close the crown together. So after working your whip stitch all the way to the top, you're going to close the top now using running stitches. So insert your needle on the very first row and pass it through the second row, and do this all the way around. So after going through few stitches, you can go ahead and pull your yarn. Then do this all the way until you reach your very first stitch. After working your running stitches all the way around and you still have this hole remaining, you can go ahead and do this one more time. But you don't have now to go through every stitch. You can go through few stitches around that crown. So do that for a few more rounds until you close the gap. Then you can go ahead and weave your yarn inside your beanie, then cut it off. So I'll go ahead and weave it a few more rounds, and then I'll show you when it's all done. I went ahead and finished off joining that loop here at the middle and closing it quite well. So after you're done, you can go ahead and cut your yarn. Remember, we had a loose tail here, the one that we started with at the beginning. You can also weave it in, then cut it off. So your beanie is done at this point. You can wear it straight without folding. You can fold it depending on how you want your style to look like. You can use it both sides because it's a reversible beanie. So any side is okay. This is our seam. It's nearly invisible, but this one looks like this because we'll fold it to resemble the same seam at the top. So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section, more patterns that you'd like me to put up here on the channel. And until next time, please stay safe. God bless you and bye.